This could be the end of pharmacies as we know it. CVS, Walgreens, and Rite Aid signal their demise as they begin to close hundreds of brick and mortar stores. But where are you going to get your drugs now? We have a lot to unpack here on Beyond the Headlines, only on Vigilant News. This segment is sponsored by the Wellness Company, providing drugs delivered straight to your door like antibiotics and ivermectin so that you can be prepared whenever an infection arises. I'm Elijah Schaefer. Let's start the show. Well, images like this are all too common across pharmacies in the country. You see looting not only increasing, but petty theft. In fact, common theft, as the shelves are just completely emptied by people who come in, receive no consequence. Now, this obviously hurts the end goal. Not only does it cause prices to rise, but it looks like with thin razor margins, even in the pharmacy, that the brick and mortar stores actually can't survive or afford to stay open. Fox Business reports. They explain that CVS, Walgreens, and Rite Aid are closing stores, and this might be the end of brick and mortar pharmacies. Here's what they had to say. The major U.S. pharmacy chains have closed locations around the nation in recent years amid the rise in online pharmacies. It's a trend that Jonathan Palmer, senior health analyst at Bloomberg Intelligence, projected will continue, especially as the dependency on online services continues to grow. Just this week, Walgreens announced that it would close a significant number of underperforming stores across the U.S., due to ongoing challenges with profitability and declining margins. Earlier this month, Rite Aid announced that 27 locations in Michigan and Ohio have been added to the growing number of stores that it plans to close while it restructures under Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The initial list of store closures stood at 154 and has continued to grow throughout the bankruptcy proceedings, which involves footprint optimization. Now, in 2021, CVS announced that it was shuttering 900 of its 10,000 retail locations over a 3-year period. CVS and Walgreens declined to comment on specifics of the closures. Rite Aid has not immediately responded to Fox Business' request for comment, but you can see the stock prices here, live updates. Palmer told Fox Business that the closures were the result of culmination of a couple of different things, but online pharmacies have contributed to its downfall. More consumers buy online than ever before, and with next-day delivery in many cases, the value proposition of retail pharmacy isn't as compelling, Palmer said. He argued that while pharmacies are convenient for household products, they aren't cheap. They're at a significant premium to a Walmart or a Target, Palmer said. On top of that, the reimbursement for dispensing drugs has been pressured by managed care and payers for years. There have also been more alternatives than ever before, such as the likes of Amazon, GoodRx, Mark Cuban's Cost Plus, he noted. While suburbia is relatively safe from such closures, urban and rural communities won't be. Palmer estimated that they are likely to face the brunt of the closures, that he believes should continue as more and more options gain traction for online prescriptions. The online channel got a significant boost in demand during the pandemic when consumers were forced to rely on it. However, the trend has persisted ever since. Whereas once virtual care wasn't common, suddenly online was the only option, and with the adoption of virtual care, there was a greater recognition that online pharmacy was also a viable route. Palmer said, adding that every day there are more patients who have only lived in a world where online shopping was the norm, and that slow demographic shift is also a contributor. Now, the problem with this is people say, well, where am I going to get my drugs? Because some of you still live in cities, or you've been trying to get something delivered to your address. Well, I want to tell you the Wellness Company has emergency medical kits prepared for you today that have all of the antibiotics you need, like azithromycin, the Z-Pak. They even have fluconazole and, yes, ivermectin. Look, even if you want to use an online pharmacy, a lot of these medications doctors weren't prescribing during the pandemic because they wanted to give you all of this lethal stuff like remdesivir when you had diabetes or put you on a ventilator. No, it's never been more important to have access to the medications that are life-saving that could literally save your family's life. Make sure that you pick up an emergency kit today. The link's on the screen. Get 10% off with my code. It's also in the description. When you go to the Wellness Company, you also join a community that gives you great medical advice backed by some of the best doctors like award-winning cardiologist Dr. Peter McCullough. Pick up a Wellness Company emergency medical kit today to get all the medications you need to fight infections. It's cheaper than going to the emergency room, and literally when they might outlaw some of these medications again, like ivermectin, you have them available to you today. Click the link on the screen. Now, as I mentioned, the problem with pharmacies is that they're actually continually being hit in major cities. They don't want to talk about the crime problem, but we see too many videos like this.
Yo, you know you're in the hood in New York when everything in the pharmacy is under glass. Every single aisle. You want munchies? You gotta ring the bell. You got allergies? You gotta ring the bell. deodorant, ring the bell, sunscreen, leggings, condoms, and sure, and even the toothpaste. Gotta ring the.
It's wild, but of course, I'm not surprised. If you want to give me your opinion on why you think pharmacies are closing and what we can do to continue to try to salvage what's become of the brick and mortar disaster, give me your feedback down in the comments below. And if you like this report and would like to receive these videos daily, make sure you subscribe to our Rumble page or follow us on X at Vigilant News. If you'd like to get these videos direct to your email, you can sign up for our newsletter at vigilantnews.com. I'm Elijah Schaefer. Thank you for watching Beyond the Headlines, only on Vigilant News Network. Have a great rest of the week, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.